to the bump song by T.A.
Hey, listen, it's TA time to shine. What I did notice, I'm going talking to Stroke's ear, is that you nor Brad moved at all. It was just sound to y'all.
How should I move,
Wipe me
Kyle?
down. You never shoulders, chest, pants, shoes. You never heard that?
Say it again.
Because I'm
Sounds
down.
like head, shoulders, knees, and
I'm
toes.
on. Y'all
Yeah,
never heard that?
The most you want to see from me is just a head bob. That's
So
all I'm
if
going to do. Just a little head bob.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
feel
I
it.
need a lot more liquid courage if I'm going to be
But you heard the
dancing.
song before.
Of course I've heard the song.
Brad?
Of course.
Okay.
We're stiff whites.
Come on,
Yeah.
man.
I mean, like that.
I know for a fact you probably the guys in college was going crazy and dancing. and
Of
stuff,
course,
for
but I
sure.
had
with
some
the
liquid courage.
Yeah. It gives
Ben
me something to
Russ,
strive for Ben's
Kyle
wedding.
Wallace, Brad Nortman joined in studio at the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Studios with Thanasis Antetokounmpo. And if you've missed it and you've been under a rock, you got to get out of it. And you got to head to Potawatomi Casino Hotel this Saturday, March 29th, for Thanalysis Live, presented by Gruber Law Offices and Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Tickets are on eventbrite.com. You just search Thanalysis or go to our social pages. You got Thanalysis Show on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. You have ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Madison. All of those social platforms is where you can find those tickets starting at 7 p.m. Let's go through a couple of these names. We know Brandon Jennings is going to bring the heat. He's not scared to speak his mind. Is that fair?
It's very fair, man. First of all, you said everything. Thank you so much. Like, it's gonna be fun, man. We're gonna talk with Brandon Jennings. A little bit about his past, how he played here. What he wants to do in the future. A little bit about his takes in Gil's Arena as well. Like, hey, you out here defending. We're gonna talk about that a little bit. It's gonna be fun. And then we have the next guy who is Ben.
We got Kyle Kuzma.
Kyle Kuzma, man, another
Yeah,
guy.
I'd actually love to get some insight because there's obviously a lot of Wisconsin fans that know the name but probably don't know a lot about the person.
Yep. It was very interesting because I really wanted to get him on the show, and it's nowhere better than having it in a live show, with hundreds of people there and him just talking about his story. And if you think about his story too, like him being a byproduct of this trades, right? Him winning, AD coming to the Lakers, him winning, right, with the Lakers in championship, then getting traded to Washington, right? Then
A place where a franchise doesn't go to win.
Well, yeah, at the moment, because you see all these teams now. 2-3 years ago, there were places nobody wants to win, and all of a sudden now they become playoff teams and get all these draft picks.
Yeah, OKC's wonderful.
Hey, man.
Yes,
and we'll get to that in a little bit. But like now, getting traded for another big piece was Chris Middleton in that part of our history, right?
Yeah.
And this prestige that comes with it and pressure that comes with it. So it's
You
so
text
how
Chris,
did-
you
how
called
did-
Chris,
Yeah, I did,
you let
I
him
did.
know, like, I'm going to miss you. Was it tears?
No,
Was it happiness?
The crazy part, it was both, man. It was just, it was emotional because we're so used to each other, right? And, Drew and Chris and all this, and you see it and you're like, man, we won a championship, all of us together. And it just hits deep in my heart because, like, we've been the last team standing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what this is? Like, in the NBA season, 82 games, and all of a sudden you look above and nobody's there, and you're like, wow. And then we go to FIBA, and they go to win a gold medal, and we come back next year, all of us together. It's just it's something I will always cherish and not forget. And then I got on him a little bit because now I'm like, what was this energy? Now you fighting
he was
everybody.
chirping the bench.
he's
Chirping
getting
everybody.
it.
What was
Getting
this
it.
with the Bucks? Like, and obviously I'm joking, but it was just me and him going back and forth.
I mean, how old were you when you came with Giannis, and obviously Chris was on the team, so he's been he's got to be like a brother to you.
Yeah, I've known Chris since I was 20. Yeah, 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, because obviously Giannis got drafted 2013. Yeah, 20, and the crazy part, we didn't hang out though because I wasn't with the team, so we didn't really hang out. Like, I would talk to him every time I would see him summer league, working out with the brothers and everything. But then I came to the Bucks when I was 25ish, 26ish, kind of. And when I came into the Bucks, and I would do my summer workouts and everything, and I remember we would always be me, him, and Pat because that was the 3-4 guy, like the 3-man, 2, like the drills. And this guy was so good, man. So special, bro. Just I was like, bro, it's impossible. Like, are people seeing this? Because, I was just being from the outside looking in. I wasn't with the team at the time, so I didn't know how good he was. I was just always the guy he's a great, experienced player, vet. I always thought like that. And then when I saw him, I was like, oh, this guy's special, you know?
Yeah, had his time to shine too in that Hawks series when your brother went down.
Yeah, he
exactly.
did.
And Chris
He
had to
shined.
step up. He did.
He
I
did.
think Chris had
He
like
did.
15 straight to start the third quarter.
Yeah. And I was
the
right
Hawks.
there. And I just kept yelling, Kobe. Kobe, shoot. Again, you know? So I really we miss that. But I understand at the same time, I'm happy. I'm happy he's there. You know, it's a new chapter for him. You know, let's see what comes with it.
Didn't even get to the last one, and I'm sure there's going to be more planned and surprises as there always is at Thanalysis Live. Brooke Lopez, Mr.
Yeah.
Disney himself.
Splash Mountain.
Mountain, yeah, Brookie the Wookie. Yeah, that's
He could potentially act as that too once he gets done.
Why you profiling Brooke like that?
'Cause
You're
he's
not even a
huge.
Star
Oh,
Wars
he's good.
guy.
You could throw on that Chewbacca
him and
costume.
Rob, man. You don't want to see. Trust me. Like I know sometimes like people, you know how like people get this NBA scuffles. Have you ever watched like NBA scuffles, something like that? You watch, right?
They're
like
all,
a compilation.
they're all fake.
right?
Nobody
Some
actually
fights,
fights.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe back in the day,
Hey,
throw
you were
hands.
part of that. You hold me back in the hold me back. Hold me back.
They used to throw hands back in the day, not no more. Remember Kobe
Yeah.
and Reggie Miller threw hands?
Yeah, they
Kobe
did.
actually lost that fight.
Yeah. Oh, he did.
To Reggie Miller?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna watch. I'm gonna
Yeah.
see it. Go and watch all Brooks scuffles or Robins, right? They just grab you and like they just grown man. They just grab you and hold you. It was I remember
He
Sacramento.
seems fairly chill. That's crazy.
There's always a beast inside everybody.
Yeah. And they don't fight. It's not like they're like angry. No, they're just like, hey, bro, and they just try to like walk you through. But he's so nice, such a kind person, and it's gonna be fun because we're gonna talk about his career. This guy's like an all-time leading scorer in Brooklyn Nets, and I think some categories. I mean, KD might have surpassed him, but it was KD that surpassed him. Like nobody else. Like this guy is like amazing, and then went and in the middle of his career changed his whole game into shooting threes and blah blah blah. Like it's so crazy, and I do want him to and get more love, but to interact with the fans, man. Like I think he's one of those guys who like people are gonna love on the show.
Yeah, and if you're gonna be there, you're gonna love to get to know these people that you watch on TV, but get to know them in a different way. TA will open these guys up, and you'll see some of the favorite people that you watch for the Milwaukee Bucks really get to know them at Thanalysis Live. And it is also supported by Carbliss, the Prisoner Wine Company, and McDonald's. It's Gruber Law Offices Thanalysis, presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Tickets at Eventbrite.com. Search Thanalysis or go to social medias for that.
How would you describe the personality of Kuzma and Brooke Lopez? We've had Brandon Jennings on the show before, so we get a little bit into what he is, but like Kuzma and Lopez, I feel like I don't know them. So like, what are their personalities? What are they going to be like at Thanalysis Live?
So I think Brooke is going to be very, very funny.
Star of the show?
Yeah, I think the way Brooke reacts and dissects, because we're going to show videos, up there, and people are going to react to the videos. And
do they know these videos are coming?
No, they don't. They don't know. So they're going to react to a couple of videos, and it's going to be fun. But Kyle, I think with Kuz, I think he's always been this, this guy off the court, and I want to be in fashion. Doing
Very fashionable. Web shoes he
swaggy.
wore one time.
Yeah, and
Is it swaggy?
yeah, but I don't think people know how smart he is. How savvy he is and all these things. So I do want him to talk about that a little bit, and what he expects from the season. Like you want to know him. You want to know who you're rooting for. You want to know these things. So.
I'm curious about him because he went from LA, right? Immediately, had a little bit of a role on that team. Then he went to Washington, which Washington may be a smaller city, but it's a lot more going on in Washington, D.C. Now being in Milwaukee, I'm curious of how he's really transitioning into Milwaukee because this ain't no rental thing. He's going to be here for a little bit in Milwaukee, so I'm curious to know how he is transitioning. I know he just got engaged as well, so he probably can't walk it. Let me go ahead and settle down with my girl.
It's crazy. Everybody who comes to Milwaukee gets engaged and married. That's crazy, right?
Just like
That's
that.
me.
That's crazy. No, I'm
You
just
come to the
saying
wedding
that.
August 22nd, you can have Strofe spot.
I don't want to take so, but if you give me an invitation, I'll try to make it. I don't want to take this spot. But
Too
it's-
nice.
it's
I just
crazy,
wish he
but
would have
that's-
ripped that invite right away from Strofe. He would have turned red as a tomato, TA.
But yeah, it's interesting that you said that as well, and the comment I made. But it's true, and that has to happen as well with how laser focused the team needs to be, right? What people do in Milwaukee, we just stay off the grid and just play. Which is the only reason we've been on the grid so much is because of Giannis and Dame. Like before Giannis and this Dame duo, we didn't really get this much. Like, you know what I mean? This Just
A lot of spotlight.
Yeah.
A lot of
No,
spotlight
it
right
is. It really is a lot of
Yeah.
spotlight. Speaking of spotlight, though, I know, this Thanalysis Live, and you got Brandon Jennings joining you. You going to dabble in some of the beef that's recently going on with Brandon Jennings and one of your old teammates
Who?
as well? Jeff Teague and Brandon Jennings got
No, talk to me.
So Brandon Jennings.
No, talk to me.
Basically, Brandon Jennings, Jeff Teague on his podcast, they were talking I think it was him and Ty Lawson were talking about things about Brandon Jennings. And Brandon said, listen, I was one of the coldest out here to do it. I went straight from high school overseas to go play, got paid a bag, and then came to the league, and I dropped 55 right away. I brought a Bucks team to the playoffs. And then all of a sudden he challenged Jeff Teague to hoop, Ty Lawson, and also Lou Williams to one-on-one basketball. You hear about this? Yeah, that might be.
That's
that-
prime time.
Brandon Jennings
I'm
went
just
off.
gonna
wrote
see
the
that.
script for Thanalysis
No,
Live.
I'm
Actually,
just-
don't give this answer.
No.
Let's get this on Saturday.
Brandon Jennings went off on social media last week, so I think it'd be. I mean, he's snapping. Brandon's usually pretty cool, calm, and collected, but
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, I would love to kind of hear him say why he said, listen, I challenge Lou Williams or Jeff Teague to one-on-one basketball. We can do it whenever. Y'all just name the day and place.
So I'll tell you what it is, right? So this is my opinion, right? From things I've seen in my experience, I think it's because they all have this mentality of boxers. Like they the way they feel, especially when you play 1-on-1, there ain't no hiding 1-on-1. It's me and you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna expose you. You might be like,
I've
oh,
done
yo,
that to TA.
Yeah.
I got him when he was hurt.
Yeah, you might be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna let him shoot. I'm gonna do this. No, I'm coming straight to your chest. So it's me and you. Ain't nobody help, no bigs, no nobody. So it does play a role of saying king of the court, right? Type of vibe.
Who would be the greatest one-on-one player of all time?
Of all time?
Who would beat everybody?
I would assume probably a hybrid, right? All those guys who are above 6'8" and above. So it's the Bronze, it's the Giannis's, it doesn't matter if they can shoot or not shoot or whatever, because they're gonna go by you. There's nobody to help you there.
Wait a minute. So you don't think MJ would dominate everybody?
He's 6'8" and above. Yeah, he's 6'7" and above.
6'6".
I mean,
6'6"?
because MJ,
No,
so growing up,
yeah.
MJ probably wasn't a guy that you guys idolized, was he?
Of course, bro. He's Michael Jordan.
I mean, I know what y'all were, because you're a little bit younger than I am.
Oh yeah,
I was young,
but he wasn't like I followed the Bulls every game.
Yeah, but
Right.
Kobe probably that was the one.
Kobe
who
was
emerged.
more of
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. Because I mean,
For sure.
so who you got, MJ or Kobe?
It's so
Did
crazy.
you just go MJ or Kobe right now?
MJ or Kobe? I want to know.
This is circa 2008
So
sports radio right now.
who would it? To me, the legends is MJ, Kobe, LeBron. I respect LeBron. He's a great basketball player, just like I respect your brother. Great basketball
Do
player.
you? You called him a bad leader last year.
That was last year when they was losing. That was
and then you sat
was supposed-
courtside next to
I was
TA.
a-
You said, "I'm
we-
sorry, TA.
we-
I'm sorry."
No, he didn't say that.
we solved all that. I love me some Giannis, but
Yeah.
I'm just curious to know.
So now those the way you said the debate obviously is for like fans to just go crazy and we talking at home.
1-on-1.
But seriously, if you sit down and dissect this, we're talking about the same player, man. Who do you think Kobe learned his? I can't curse on that. His stuff from that's Michael, right? But at the same time, Kobe in the younger age was way more athletic. It was like he was way more athletic. So I think to me, I always say this: like the moves Kobe had with the left and finishes because you don't see it, but the basketball has changed throughout the years. There's a reason, some guys playing in the 90s would have started, and now, you know what I'm saying? Now it's harder because on analytics, basketball changes, right? Now if you can't shoot a three, you gotta really have a niche to be in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just pick one, just toss it up in the air and pick one. But to me, the question is, I like when they try to compare players who are, guards and bigs. And I believe the only guard who can really stand out there as a guard, obviously Kyrie.
Really?
You ain't putting Steph on
Kyrie
there?
or out. I was thinking Steph too, because Steph can just shoot.
Steph, those guys can shoot. I'm just saying,
But get to the rack,
cannon, bro, hold it, pick it up, you know what I'm saying? And say, you're going to stand and go play a 6'8" hybrid. Get a chance. You got a chance.
The old heads are chiming in on the Carbless Talking text line. Our guy Bill chimes in. Larry Bird is the greatest one-on-one player. That's it. That's the list.
Hey,
Yo, Larry can ball.
He was
like
nasty.
Larry Bird was like 6'9", wasn't he?
Yeah, he was tall.
Hybrid. 6'9",
Could pass. He has some swag. Reminds me a lot of myself.
I'll say this: my grandma, a black old woman, R.I.P. rest her soul. When she was watching Larry Bird back in the day, she said, "Boy, that white boy could shoot," and that was during the Magic and Larry time. And she was even talking about how cold Larry Bird was. He was still in the black community. People love Larry Bird because he could ball.
Yeah. Only because he could ball.
I mean, that's how he ingratiated himself now.
We're with Thanasis Antetokounmpo live and in person, and what you need to know is this Saturday, March 29th, it's Gruber Law Office's Thanalysis presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Get your tickets for Saturday. It's going to be amazing. We just told you about Brandon Jennings, the beef he's in. Kyle Kuzma joining the party of getting into Milwaukee and then becoming engaged, and then Brooke Lopez, who silently might steal the show. And TA's always got a few tricks up his sleeve. So go to Thanalysis Show on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Go to ESPN Milwaukee, Twitter, Instagram. Search Thanalysis at eventbrite.com. There's multiple ways to get your tickets for Thanalysis Live, March 29th, starting at 7 p.m. Anything else you want to share about the show that you're excited about?
Man, I'm just excited about interacting with the fans and everybody. I'm gonna try to have a lot of gifts as well for the fans, just to give back. You know, just preferably, maybe I don't want to give this away, but like probably have a lottery type of situation. You know, you get your tickets, you get and you know, I'm not gonna say what you might win. That's for another day, but it's gonna be nice. So it's gonna be nice to be out there and just interact with the fans.
Hey, is this breaking news?
Yeah, it's.
Let's toss on producer of Thanalysis Show, Tony Cartagena. TA.
Hey, if TA wants to pull it off for the great fans of the show, we're going to make it happen. So
breaking news
if
right
we're going to
here.
be giving
There's
things
a lottery.
away, hit the breaking news thing, Strofe. If we're going to be giving things away on site,
there it is.
I love that. So all you got to do is
exciting.
you got to get a ticket, see a great show, and then potentially, maybe, not confirmed now, don't be holding us to it. But you may, depending on how TA feel during the week, you may end up getting a little extra something, potentially.
You putting
100%.
cash underneath the seat?
Oh yeah.
Like Oprah.
Everybody gets.
Get away
You
with
get it,
something.
nigga.
Now,
You get it.
I love that. I'm just excited to have the opportunity to actually be able to be there, to get a chance to get there. I got multiple events going on in the city, but I will make sure I'm going to come out as soon as I can. But this is going to be fantastic, and I feel like people really, last year, the energy that was inside of the building and everything that happened with Stephen A. Smith with actually surprising your brother, the free throw contest, even a little kid that came at the end, they raised him up, got raised up by NBA players. I mean, that was so cool to experience, and it's just great that the city has this opportunity, right, to have access to the Milwaukee Bucks.
Thanasis
and
Antetokounmpo joining or Kyle Wallace joining his own show?
oh,
Damn.
did you guys hear Kyle casually? I got a lot of events that day, but I'm going to try to
No,
slide through.
'cause I-
No,
keep it real.
I appreciate you.
No, I keep it real. No, Tony.
You trying to go to AEW? Probably, right? Where you going?
No. I have the Milwaukee Mayor's Ball that I have to go to
Oh,
before.
highbrow
Pinky
Kyle.
up,
no,
pinky up, Kyle.
listen,
That's
the
I have
Mayor's
multiple
Ball.
roles, and I told TC, I said, as soon as I'm done at Milwaukee's Mayor's Ball, I'm running over. Y'all don't know how upset baby girl was when
To
I
the
told
after
her.
party.
No,
To the after
I'm gonna try
party.
to get there as soon as possible. Baby girl was so upset. She was like, "Okay, baby, I'm gonna buy my ticket. Because you know, everybody got to buy their ticket. I'm gonna buy my ticket. And I said, we got to go to the Mayor's Ball, but we're gonna go after because
Oh,
we
we
want.
gotta go to the Mayor's Ball.
No, we do, but I'm telling y'all this right now. The Thanalysis Live is where you want to be at on Saturday. It's going to be so
Appreciate you.
dope. Absolutely dope. I got the truth stuff, man. Y'all know I got another job. I'm told I have to go.
and you've been prioritizing it over us for weeks now.
I have no choice but to go, but I'm telling y'all this right now. You want to be there at the Thanalysis
Well, maybe you can
Live.
take
It's gonna be so
Kyle's
dope.
baby girl's ticket right now because we're giving away 1 4-pack to Thanalysis Live. Do we do caller 43 for TA? Caller 43
Let's
for
do it.
Thanasis
Whoa.
Let's do it.
Work it,
Is
Strofe.
going to win a 4-pack to Thanalysis Live. Put Alex Strofe to work behind the glass on the phones. 800-990-3776. 1 4-pack to this Saturday's Thanalysis Live. 800-990-3776. That's on the Carbless Talking text line, and this giveaway is courtesy of McDonald's, another incredible supporting partner of Thanalysis. Caller 43, get going. 1 4-pack. We might be giving some more later this week, just like TA's giving surprises away right now. Thanasis Antetokounmpo, thank you so much.
Thank you, folks. Thank you for having me.
All right.
Get your tickets for TA in the live show, 800-990-3776. Put Strofe to work. Caller 43. We're back with more next.